It is off-season highlight reel time. We've got, I guess, some practices starting. We've got training camps going. We've got individual players just bettering themselves. That's what's going on with Michigan State point guard, the floor general, Jeremy Fears Jr. We got roughly a 40-second clip that I think Jeremy Fears Jr.'s dad, Jeremy Fears, posted. And it's just a bunch of Jeremy in the gym grinding, but looking pretty damn explosive here. He's got his athleticism back a little bit. Jump shots looking good. We'll get your full thoughts on this, but the caption from his dad was that bounce dot 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 burst in explosiveness is starting to come back. Eye emoji, bunny emoji. Michigan State fans, I think accurately or just reasonably, got really excited at this and started quote tweeting this and just talking about breakout season. In fact, Rafael Davis, Big Ten Network analyst, friend of the program, we love Rafael, just tweeted after seeing this video, I assume yesterday, Jeremy Fears Jr., breakout season. What is your reaction to the latest footage of Jeremy Fears Jr.?
Do you want me to start positively or negatively, G?
Start with the positives.
All right, positive. So I always got to give this caveat. From the moment that I watched Jeremy Fears for the first time in high school, I was like, this is a Michigan State point guard. This kid is going to be a stud. I want the best for Jeremy Fears. How can you not cheer for the kid as well? Just coming back after the gunshot wound and like just terrible circumstances and playing a full season last year, leading, being the floor general for a 2 seed that won its league by 3 games. So that's kind of my background, my view of Jeremy Fears as a player. I would also say, speaking of these breakouts, G, there is no choice but for Jeremy Fears to break out. There's no other option. Like he has to. like he's the only guard on this roster, unless you want to count Cohen Carr as a guard, who it's like, oh, this guy strikes me as someone who's going to be able to get to the rim, put a little pressure on the defense, collapse the defense, and like I'm not really a Trey Fort guy. I think that he's really the best candidate to be that alpha at Michigan State has nowhere near the season that it wants to have if he doesn't do that. And I think it's great to see like that explosiveness that characterized him in high school coming back. The jumper to me, I still wouldn't say it looks the smoothest. I mean, he only made 13 last year. It's still like the release looks, I wouldn't say there's a hitch in it, but it's just like a little slow to where I don't know. And sometimes doing that in an open gym with no defenders, I'm like, I need to see a little more proof that that's going to be something that translates. But yeah, I mean, the video is very well done. You always like to see your guys in the gym. I personally am tantalized when you see a trainer working with the little stick things. They smack you. they,
Okay, goodness.
I'm like, I don't want to go down that path. But yeah, just like the gym work, it's fun to watch. But there's also the negative side of things, G.
I'm terrified of the negative side. Can I go through positives for me first? Because I don't have
Yeah.
negatives.
Okay. Yeah. You give me the positives
Okay, let
before I
me
throw
give
cold
my two
water on
cents
this.
on. I interpreted this completely positively, which I think will shock our Michigan State listeners. But yeah, here's just my 2 cents. So Jeremy Fears, when he committed to Michigan State in the prep level, was sort of the sell was the leadership and all the intangible stuff, leader, floor general, passer, all that. But it was also like really high level athlete for the position.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he was robbed of that. Let's just be point blank about it. As Gus Johnson likes to say, he got shot. Right? That's anytime Gus Johnson is on a broadcast, he just gets so weirdly descriptive of that. But it's what happened, right? He had a tragic moment. Thank God he survived it. And he's recovering still. And Michigan State fans are always quick to point out he didn't have a full offseason last year. He basically had to immediately become Michigan State's starting point guard off of maybe half of an offseason recovering from a gunshot wound.
Hmm.
And I think when you do view last season through that lens, a lot of his issues and hiccups along the way make a little more sense. You got to be patient with a kid like this. And it was a weird dichotomy to have a prospect that still has 3 more years left that you do need to be patient with for very obvious reasons, mixed with a team that was trying to win a national championship last year and was good enough to do so. And at times when things went wrong, I think I fell into the camp of blaming Jeremy Fears for not being ready when everybody else was ready, including the freshman playing next to him.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of reasons to still believe in him. He is one of the best passers in the country. We know that. I don't even really care if the jumper ever gets there or not. The jumper looks good in this clip for sure. But I'll be honest, I've seen off-season workout clips of Jeremy Fears jumpers before. I'm not going to buy that until we see it in games. But he doesn't need that to be what I think we want him to be still. I've always compared him to Xavier Simpson. I think he could be a better Xavier Simpson. Great leader, great defender, great passer, floor general, but with more bounce. And
Mhm.
that's the thing that comes through on this video that truly was missing from last year. Jeremy Fears was not an above the rim player last year.
Mhm.
He was not able to translate anything athleticism wise other than his quickness onto the floor. All of these clips are things we just didn't see of him. He's attacking the rim and finishing above it in a way that just I don't think he's been able to do since his injury. So I'm really optimistic. You make a good point. As you mentioned, he has no choice but to break out. If Jeremy Fears does not break out, this Michigan State team will not be good. I feel
Mhm.
very comfortable in saying that. Luckily for Michigan State fans, I think it's likely to happen. And the closer we get to the season, there will be more offseason content from us on it. I really do think Jeremy Fears is going to be the best player on this team. If I had to vote who's the guy that becomes the all conference selection, I would bet that it's Jeremy Fears. I think he's the guy that takes the production lead and he just sort of takes over this team. Everything else on this team falls into place if Jeremy Fears is the best player on it. And his recovery looks like it's going well. That's my 2 cents. I probably shocked the world with that. You want to get to your negatives? This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Yeah, this would be like it's more so throwing cold water than straight up negativity. I too once cheered for a pass first point guard who had a questionable jumper. And I too watched a lot of off-season workout videos of him throwing down windmill dunks, of him knocking down a bunch of uncontested threes in succession. And I too got my hopes up for it. That's the one thing where, like, G, you said this off air. I've said this on our full episodes before. I love over analyzing the off-season content of like the practice videos, the training videos, etc. That's like it's like catnip for me, and I love trying to draw conclusions off of it and trying to project who's going to be good from it. What are the vibes like? How good is the editing? And does the good editing, the good music that they put over it, does that have a correlation with how good the players as well? Like that's one of my favorite things to do in the offseason. But just having been burned by a pass first point guard before, I don't know. There's still the hesitations. And I think you do a great job of contextualizing like what Michigan State fans pointed out with him not having the full offseason, with him still being in recovery. So I just want to be clear that I understand that as well. But it's just when you look at Jeremy Fears this past year, it's a lot of like occasional glimpses of production. And like this, I would say like occasionally you see the burst. You see him get into the lane and you see the quickness that is going to make his brother Jeremiah be a top 10 pick. Like the quickness, the burst in the lane, the shiftiness. Occasionally you would see him snake a ball screen and make a really good play, get into the rim or get into a mid-range shot. Occasionally you see the tough finishes. But now it's just like as you are going to be the guy, this goes into as he continues to get healthier. And I think that having that bounce back, some of that explosiveness that made him a highly coveted prospect, that should help. But it's like we gotta like the occasional needs to become consistent and sustained, like almost immediately.
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
that's where I'm like I want to see this in an exhibition or something. Like if he comes out and we see that burst and who's does Michigan State have any exhibitions scheduled already or announced?
Not that I've heard. No.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
if we see that in October in a charity exhibition or something, like yeah, by all means, I'll be jumping on that hype train. But just one off season video, I'm not quite ready to say like it's good news, of course, but I'm not ready to like read too much into it.
It's totally fair. And I think Michigan State's playing like Iron Mountain High School up in the UP at some point this offseason. So that's Tom Izzo's high school, to be clear. It's a joke. No, now that I just heard your skepticism, now that just I have to chime in, right? I can't not. You're totally right to compare to Cadeau, my now point guard. It's funny, this little spider web of you, me, and Michigan State fans all dealing with Elliot Cadeau in various ways. I'm not a fan. I didn't really love the Xavier Simpson years, to be honest with you. He just became really good. I hate the archetype of point guard that can't shoot. I just
Mhm.
hate it. I think it limits so much that your offense can do. And I think the reality here, if we're being honest, is that Fears has a leap to take just to become Elliot Cadeau. Elliot Cadeau, I mean, much like Jeremy Fears, did start on a team that was very good and made an
Mhm.
NCAA tournament that had talented pieces around him. But when it was sort of time for Elliot Cadeau to take the lead, he maybe upped his statistical production a little bit, but he didn't lead a team on his own.
Mhm.
And I think that's what we still need to see from Jeremy Fears. He still needs to take the statistical production leap, quite frankly, to become Cadeau. So we'll see. Much less seriously than what you shared. A couple things I didn't love about this video. You mentioned his brother Jeremiah, the burst he's got. Roughly 10 minutes after Jeremy Fears' hype video came out, Jeremiah's came out. And it's just a reminder that Jeremiah is still so much better than Jeremy. Like, it was the same 20-second clip, like in the same gym, and Jeremiah's just so good in a way that Jeremy just isn't yet. Also, did you count how many times he like flexed and yelled in a 40-second highlight video with trainers in an empty gym?
Probably like three, if I had to guess.
I still think the thing Jeremy Fears is best at on the court is being demonstratively happy or feisty.
Can I interject?
Yeah,
Kansas won a national championship who's when they had a point guard whose best attribute was clapping and being demonstrative with DeJuan Harris. So
this is
it's
true. There's one extreme major red flag here, though, that I'm shocked you didn't get to. Do you have any guesses on it?
oh man.
It's
It's
only
not the
one.
music.
Well,
It's
this
not
is a
the music,
serious
is
one,
it?
too.
No, then I don't know.
In a 40-minute highlight reel, his hair changes. So we have presumably clips from two different days
Oh,
of
that's a good point.
workouts
That's a good
being
point.
cut together into one 40-second reel. I don't
The
love that.
flex after the first dunk is that's I think that's no I think the flex after the trainer has like the pad or whatever that's probably the best one.
Like, is that part of the drill? Are they literally having him work on like a floater through contact and then make sure you work on your celebratory shrug too? I gotta know. Or is he just that fired up to be hitting floaters in an empty gym? I don't know. That's just the floor general being the floor general, though, right? This
Facts,
this
facts.
is the Mateen Cleaves like leadership that we always hear about.